What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Around the League, guys. We got a lot to talk about today. Lakers have whiffed again, man. We're going to break it all down. We're also going to talk about other NBA teams and other things, man. So hopefully you guys are settled in. And of course, it ain't ATL without the amazing guests. So first, we want to bring back a veteran of Around the League, man. My guy, Eddie. He's back. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
What's good, guys? What's good, Daker? Daker. TTLM. What's good? Thanks for having me back. It's been a long time. Even forgot your name, bro.
No, it's all good. Hey, man, it's a pleasure to have you back as always, man. All the way from Australia, as you guys can see, my guy is dripped out. You know what I'm saying? He's not in Cali with me in the heat, so that's why he can look fresh
cold.
like that, and I can't.
It's cold.
I bet. But good to have you back, my brother. And you guys know this is a platform of opportunity, man, and I am blessed to have this next guest as well. My guy, Seven Mitchell, man. You guys know him from Lakerland in the building, man. Good to see you, my brother. Welcome.
Purple and gold skies, Dan. Salute to my brother, Dan, the Lakers fan. Eddie, salute. Shout out to the Dan, the Laker fan community. Lakers Nation, we are in the building tonight. We got to make a movie, man. Thank you so much, Dan, for having me tonight, man.
Man, it's been a long time coming. We're trying to get you over here, but you've been busy, my man. So I'm glad that we finally was able to make it happen because it's been in the works, man. My guy, if y'all haven't checked out his channel, it is right there, man. The Lakers Land on YouTube, right? If I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
bro.
Lakerland Show, yep.
The Lakerland Show, man. I've been a guest. You know, he's been gracious enough to have me over there as a guest. Appreciate you, Mamba. Thank you, man. We back, and as a result, guys, we got to talk about this Laker team because, you know, outside of adding Bronny James and Dalton Knecht, the Lakers have not made any moves this offseason. Oh, of course, the coaching changed, but I don't really count that. We're talking about roster here. Now, I got to ask you guys this because Milwaukee Bucks just added Gary Trent Jr. to a minimum deal today. What are you guys' grades and thoughts on the Lakers summer thus far? And I'm going to start with the new guest, my guy, Seven. Go ahead, bro.
Man, you know, you guys kind of caught me up to speed with the whole Gary Trent move. It's been really a failure as far as a report card grade for the Lakers when we talk about free agents and things that has happened.
Yeah, my guy froze up a little bit. Yeah, hopefully we get him back right now. I'm gonna go ahead while he gets his situation situated. I'm gonna go ahead and defer the question over to my guy Eddie. Eddie. Hopefully we get my guy Seven back. Eddie, go ahead. What is your thoughts on this offseason? Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead, bro.
It's all good, man. Well, this offseason has been really disappointed. You know what I mean? Like nothing besides the draft happened. We were really lucky to have Knecht fall into 17th. But, man, like honestly, Pelinka with those player options last season, he tied his hands. Like everybody opted in because they don't have a market, and now we are with like basically the whole bench that we cannot use in a proper game or in crunch time. You know what I mean? Like we have players out there like Bronny. He needs time in G League to develop. We have JJ. We don't know what's going on. Ken Reddish, you know, Jackson Hayes and Christian Wood. We don't know. Gabe Vincent as well. Like it's another question mark. We don't know what's going on. So it's been very disappointing. We have a lot of like players that cannot be used properly, and yeah, the team is unbalanced right now. I think we have a good start lineup, but we don't have a good bench, a second unit.
You know what, man? And hopefully we get Seven here because I want to listen to his opinion on this question.
Yeah, you guys able to hear me? I apologize. I'm
you.
having a camera issue, so
no problem. We can hear you. Go ahead and take it away. No problem. It happens. It's happened to me before. I've frozen up midway through the show. Eddie remembers.
My God.
But go ahead, Seven. Tell us your opinion on the offseason so far and everything you've thinking so far.
Yeah, like I was saying, you guys caught me up to speed with the whole Gary Trent move. You know, I've been pretty much disappointed with the lack of movement and traction that the Lakers have had in this offseason with the addition of the draft. It just has been a good look. But this is the story of our lives as Laker fans. It's always drama. It's always a halfway closed door. So we just got to fight. This is the story of our franchise.
That is very true. And that's a great point. You know, there's always some drama, man. Dating all the way to you know, way back in the history of time with the Lakers, there's always something going on, man. If it isn't, you know, somebody catching some sort of a disease. It's a blockbuster trade, eco tripping. I mean, we done went through it all, man. And you're absolutely right. This is just another bump in the road. Hopefully they get it right. But I will say this. I'm very critical of the front office at this time of the year because remember, guys, during the trade deadline, Rob Pelinka said he was going to hold on to his assets till the right trade came along. He also mentioned how this summer he would have 3 first-round pick tradable assets. As it seems to me like he's holding on to those draft picks for dear life, right? And so it truly bothers my soul to know that we have AD and LeBron in their prime, and we cannot properly outside of the 2020 season, we have not been able to properly build around them. And at some point, somebody's got to be held accountable, whether it be the front office, the coaches, they've already been held accountable, but the players or just ownership. Who do you guys think? And I'm gonna start with you, Eddie. Who do you guys think is to be held accountable the most here? Is it the front office? Is it the players? Who would you blame the most?
Look, the players play the game, right? So they have their share. But with that said, you hit the nail right there, mate. When you say the coach is already being held accountable. We had Vogel, which 2 years prior, he was a champion. The following year, he had a hell of a team. If AD didn't get injured, I think we're repeating. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And then they gave like an elderly team with no defense for him to coach.
Yeah.
And with Russell Westbrook, and then they hire a rookie that just is all talk and no actions. After 2 years going to the Western Conference Finals, and then the following year losing again to Denver, they fire. So there is a pattern there. You can see it keeps happening. They keep blaming the coaches. They keep like trying to save money into the Alex Caruso negotiation. They do some stuff like they don't sign for like Max Christie for 3 years. They sign for 2 years. They keep giving player options away. Obviously, if the player is worth it, you do it. But like, you don't sign a veteran minimum with a player option in the end. It's a veteran minimum for a reason. He doesn't have a space, a spot in another team. Yeah. So I just feel like it is. I would say right now it's 50% Rob Pelinka, 30% Jeannie Buss, and 20% on the players. Because also sometimes LeBron pick and choose which game he want to play, and last season was an example of that. And I just feel like if you're getting paid to do a job, I get paid to do my job. I do my job. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man. Rob Pelinka, I think he's really under fire here, man. If he goes into this training camp with the same team, a lot of eyebrows are gonna be raised. Like I'm a very patient fan. I'm waiting to see. I know all of the free agents are off the market for the most part. There's still like Lonnie Walkers out there types, but nothing that we really need. 7. Who do you blame the most for the lack of accountability and movement here this summer to start? It's been what are we, July 16 already? 16 days of no action, man. Who you blaming, 7?
To me, it's all across the board. It's kind of like Eddie said, you have to spread that to front office players as well. The biggest disappointment that I'm seeing as of late is just the miscommunication, it seems like, between the two parties. Jeannie and Rob seems to be geared towards the future of the Lakers, looking at young talent, things that are the near future. Even though Anthony Davis is included in that, LeBron and AD wants to win now, and they are looking for movement now. And it just seems like there's some type of disconnect between the superstars of the team and the direction that the GM as well as possibly the owner wants to go. And that's been the most disappointing thing to me when we talk about who's to blame for what we have in front of us.
Right. And here's the thing, right? We got to look at, for me, I look at Rob because since he's been the the general manager of the Lakers, we look at all the moves. The good ones he made was during that offseason, right? And we got him back on the picture. Nice. We look at the offseason he had when Kawhi Leonard chose to go to the Clippers. That was, to me, peak Rob Pelinka, right? If we look at everything that happened after that, we kind of been taking steps backward. We overcorrected a lineup and a team that had the right size and the right flexibility on the unit, right? We went and we overdid it, and then we brought back way too many older players. We had Trevor Ariza, DeAndre Jordan at one point, Kent Bazemore, Yeah, he's younger, but he wasn't really a utilizable player, like somebody consistent.
Melo, we had Melo as well.
There you go, Carmelo. When it was, I low key liked Melo off the bench, but he
I like
wasn't
it.
defensively. He wasn't good, and then on the road, he kind of was questionable.
He was a 3-point shooter. That was it. That was his play.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where you look back, and Rob Pelinka really hasn't had an impressive tenure, and then you compound that with the Russell Westbrook trade, right? And then what we still suffering after that, like it's been very questionable for now. I gotta say, but we did hire a brand new head coach in JJ Redick, right? I'm not sure I've gotten your guys' opinion on that, so I want to know what's going to be the hardest challenge for our brand new head coach JJ this season. If he hopes to be successful right away. And let's start with 7. What do you think is going to be the hardest challenge for JJ with this current roster, assuming this is a team that goes into training camp?
Man, that's like a tough question. I think overall, JJ Redick's toughest challenge is going to be picking a side. What's more important to him? Who breads his butter or the relationship that he has with LeBron James? There has to come to a point where JJ is going to have to make a tough decision, a couple of them, and it may be sooner than later, including what to do with Bronny James. So I think the biggest challenge is for JJ Redick to identify what type of person he's going to be in this organization. Is he's going to be a puppet? Is he going to, you know what I'm saying? Identify himself as someone that's going to be a potential leader. That's going to be very important. As far as the roster, I don't know. I think that he's going to be thinking outside the box. I think he's going to be creative. I heard he's trying to implement things like mobile apps to help the young players communicate and learn plays. So I like the potential in him being, creative, but it's just a lot to be seen.
Yeah, fam. Absolutely, man. A lot of question marks surrounding JJ right now. Great point though on him picking a side. I can see it. I hope he is the asshole he has shown before throughout his career, because we need an asshole coach. I've been saying it all off season. Before we acquired this guy, I was like, you know what? If he's enough of an asshole to take the reins and hold everybody accountable, I would love that. Same question to you, Eddie. What do you think is going to be his biggest challenge if he wants to have a successful year 1 with the Lakers?
Mitchell hit the nail there, man. It will be more like off court than on court, I believe. I think he has his show and the way he speaks. He knows ball, and he knows what to do with this team and how to use the pieces. It's gonna be more like, hey, LeBron, take a breath now, or now you have to play going against LeBron's will and AD's will, and also like the media pressure. LA is it's a different monster. Like knock on wood, the Lakers go 0-6 to start the season, or with Darvin Ham the first season 2-8, I think in the first 10 games.
Yeah,
what I mean. Like what's gonna happen? We are very like positive about it, but talking in reality here, it can happen because LeBron's gonna play the Olympic Games. AD's gonna play the Olympic Games. They're gonna come a little bit like tired, like. Austin Reeves, 26 years old, came back tired.
Right.
Imagine LeBron James and AD. Right. So it's gonna take a while, and we don't have the pieces to cover those guys.
Right.
So if we start really rough and losing, I want to see how he handles that and how the players gonna react and listen to him as well. So I feel like the biggest part will be winning the locker room and not playing favorites.
Yeah, man. Great.
Now,
points.
I do want to chime in, not to cut you off. I do want to get your fellas' reaction on some, I don't want to call this breaking news. It seemed like it came down the pipeline a couple of hours ago, but the Lakers have reportedly hired the assistant coach, Lindsey Harden, who was the G League coach of the year, to join JJ Redick's staff. So we have a female on the coaching staff. I think that is interesting. Congratulations to her, first of all. But I guess my question to you fellas is, what happened to Rondo?
You know what? You beat me to the punch with this question because I was going to bring it up. So I'm glad you brought it up right now. As far as her, she has great experience. Not only was she the G League assistant of the year or the coach of the year or whatever, she also played, right? I remember her playing for the Sparks a couple years back. So to be determined. I'm excited for the prospect of JJ putting together A very good assistant staff though. Nate McMillan, Scott Brooks. Now we got Lindsey. It's going to be interesting to see how this all culminates. Whether we're gonna. Here's the biggest question for me, right? And I'm glad you brought this up because what are the Lakers doing here? And this is why I'm confused about what we're doing. Are we prioritizing player development, or are we prioritizing championship contention? Because I don't think you can have your cake and eat it too, right? So
player development.
right. And by the way, shout out to Eddie because he was talking about this before we went live. He was talking about how we have players that probably aren't going to see a lot of playing time. They're very underdeveloped. Jalen Hutchifino. He mentioned Maxwell Lewis. He mentioned Bronny James. These are kind of contracts that are taking up roster slots right now. And if you were really a championship contending team, you have to take all that into account. And you would, instead of having those contracts on, we'd be trying to get the Gary Trent Juniors of the world and players that already have been taken off the board. So my answer to you, Seven, is I'm very confused by everything. I am excited about the assistant coaches and the coaching staff, but it's just I'm more concerned about what we're lacking. We're going to get a little bit into that a little bit later. But Eddie, I'll let you go ahead and answer his question as well.
Oh man, I feel like it is they're focusing more in player development. I have this gut feeling that Pelinka knows that LeBron is gonna maybe retire in a year or two. Maybe this is the last season. He just want to play one season with his son, and that's it. And he just wants to play development because she was in the G League, right? Coach of the year. So, which means she's good dealing with young prospect.
Right.
Also, JJ Redick is a rookie. How many times in his interviews he says like player development is key. Scott Brooks is what I heard so far. Like Scott Brooks is kind of like the good cop, and Nate McMillan would be like the bad cop. He's more like a tough guy, which brings that I don't think Trae Young's coming to LA at all. Sorry, I know you're a Trae Young fan, but they butt head in Atlanta. So yeah, I feel like I don't want to say the Lakers punt the season because the season haven't even started.
Yeah,
but all signs are pointing to like the Lakers are preparing something for like in 2 or 3 years time to be very competitive and a contender again, than actually trying and make the most of LeBron maybe last year or second last year, which brings a little bit of anxiety to me because I feel like Anthony Davis is going to ask out maybe next season.
My guy tapped into the crystal ball before it was time to play a crystal ball game. I
feel it. 100%.
What do you think, Seven? How you feel about it, brother?
Yeah, I agree with Eddie, man. Like, regardless of how well Anthony Davis is physically playing on the basketball court, we still have yet to determine what type of personality AD is. Is he a leader? Has he come to that point? Is he happy right now? Is he watching all of these moves that seems to be appeasing LeBron James, like bringing in JJ Redick, drafting Bronny? Is Anthony Davis happy right now with this situation, this scenario? And if things blow up, how is he then going to feel? Like it's so much to kind of unfold when we're talking about AD. Everything can't be just peaches and cream because he's playing well on the court. I wonder what his mental is like.
That's all great. I mean, you guys are definitely bringing up a completely different demon out of the from under the bed, man. So hopefully it stays down there. But it's a scary time to be a Laker fan because we don't have a sense of direction. We don't know which way we're going. We just drafted, obviously, an NBA ready player now, who, by the way, I'm gonna ask about him in a little bit. And we drafted another project player to add to the already collection of project players we already have, right? So it's like, what are we doing? We can't be double dipping because it's gonna blow up in our face eventually, and we'll see what happens there. But I do want to ask both of you guys, man, about before we switch gears into talk about other NBA teams. Dalton Knecht, all right. Dalton Knecht has been he's been pretty tremendous in the G League, especially considering the fact that the rest of the team is kind of not really on the same page, right? He's averaging 17 points per game, shooting like 35% from beyond the arc on 6 attempts. What are you guys' thoughts on Dalton Knecht? And I'm gonna start with Seven. So far, what are your thoughts? Do you think he's gonna be NBA ready now to contribute, or you think it's gonna be one of those? You think he's a steal of the draft or not?
Definitely a steal. Number one, as far as is he ready, he better be ready. He has no choice. He is needed right now. What we're looking for, we talk about developing Bronny. No, we need Dalton Knecht out there in real time because He is going to be so pivotal, I anticipate, at certain points this season. So I have been impressed with him. He has he's done what he's supposed to have, to do so far. So far, so good. I'm happy with that. And I think we definitely got him at a steal at what was that, 17?
17 to match his point average in summer league. So yeah,
crazy.
Looking good. All right. I like his athleticism too. There was a couple plays yesterday when he played where he was floating to the basket looking like Clyde Drexler. I was like, what the hell? White man can jump. he looked good, man. Eddie, same question, man. What has been your early impression of Dalton?
He looks ready. I wouldn't say he's gonna be having a big role because we still have Rui or Vando because for me he's a 3, right? He has the size. He's gonna float between the 2 and 3. And, so we have Max Christie for the 2, and then we have Rui, sometimes Vando for the 3, depending on the team that we're playing against.
Yeah.
But yeah, he struck me good. Like he has a great 3-point shooting. He has like a great mid range. He can go to the basket, and he rebounds. He's not like Rui. He has all the size and doesn't rebound, so he rebounds. So that's a good point for him, I think, in his favor. And for the little that I watched he can actually do some kind of playmaking.
Yeah,
he has some assists. Like he can handle the ball. So yeah, it's pretty exciting to watch the guy. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have lots of bumps in the road, especially playing for the Lakers because everything's magnified. But I feel like he's gonna have. I think he's gonna average about 8 to 10 minutes, right? But
I can see that.
If he comes playoff time,
mm-hmm.
I don't see him unless he proves everybody wrong, myself and everything, like having a major impact. But I do see during the regular season he having a good impact and being part of the rotation.
Yeah, great answer. For me personally with Dalton, obviously Summer League shows you a glimpse of what he could become, but the NBA is different, right? So I don't see him handling the rock a lot. Obviously, he's playing with better players at the next level. So he's going to have to become kind of a spot-up shooter and a solid defender at the wing position in order to get minutes, right? So it's all going to depend on his development. It looks like we got an NBA-ready player now, but like my guy Seven said, man, he better be ready because if not, simply going to end up at the end of the rotation.
He has no choice.
Yeah, he has no choice, man. You're a Laker now.
Last season, sorry, Dan. Last season we had a guy ready to play. We had a guy ready to play, and Darvin Scan didn't put him in many games, which is Max Christie. Yeah. So you gotta be ready because Max Christie is coming, and I'm pretty sure if he doesn't get into the starting lineup instead of D'Lo, if he does get traded, he's gonna be the sixth man. I think so.
Yeah, apparently Max Christie was one of the reasons Darvin Ham got fired because he underutilized him. That was according to multiple reports. So that is intriguing, man. I'm very intrigued by the prospect of Max Christie. I always liked his body of work. Let's see if he gets some minutes. Let me go ahead and answer some questions. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comment section. We'll definitely answer a couple as we go here. Richard, appreciate the super chat, brother. He said, Dan, how you doing, big bro? Shout out to Eddie, Seven, and the chat. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you.
Richie,
said,
salute.
Wow.
Rich, salute.
Yes, sir. He said, wow, Trent Jr. vet minimum. All we had to do was waive Woods. I wasn't worried. Now I am, Dan. I don't think we could have just simply waived him because this new CBA is different, bro. Like you got to trade away the salary, and we didn't have the roster spot either, right? So I think you got to trade it away. If you waive it, I think it's like part of it is still on your books, if I'm not mistaken. But I am concerned about the front office because they haven't shown us anything since 2020, if I'm being honest. That Vanderbilt trade was probably the best thing they've done since then, and that was cute, but I think that was a starting point. They should have really added to that and continued to build moving forward, man. It is what it is, man. At the end of the day, I will say this, man, to answer your question. I am concerned, but I'm still optimistic. I was telling the fellas, call me crazy, but I still think something might happen from here till training camp. I don't know what it is, but it better, because if not, then you're really going to, everybody's going to pull out the pitchforks, man, and light the torches, when they go to Staples. So hopefully they can figure that out. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Hey, just piggybacking what you said, like the move doesn't have to be big, man. Like I would love Lauri Markkanen in our team. Don't take me wrong, but like a small move, like for example, send Gabe Davis to Utah, or even D'Lo because he's an expiring, and getting back Walker Kessler, and then you have the salary dump there, and I don't know, like just then you can waive a player and get a vet minimum that makes more sense to you because you're dumping about like what 15K, 15 mil in to Utah, so you have like extra 15 mil. You just waive a guy and get a vet minimum that makes more sense to your team. So just like, and then you have that bigger bruiser to help AD, you know,
right?
Can defend, can rebound, can block. He's not good offensively, but like you see AD playing again with Ben Adebayo in the games, in the exhibition games, and like, man, it's just like a dream for a Laker fan. You know what I mean? Having that second guy that can defend as well in the post and seeing AD defending the perimeter. It's like something really small like that. Even if costs a first, man. At this point, I'm just like, you know what? Remove the protection from the 2027, I think, and just give the 2029, man. It's basically like two first, and that's it. You know, just get the young blood here, and you know what I mean. Like just let's roll.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know what? Let's hope for the best. I would love the trade you mentioned with Walker Kessler. I actually think that's a pretty big move because people forget Walker is still on a rookie contract, which gives you a little more flexibility, assuming you're able to offload a couple of contracts there. Right? Seven, go ahead, brother.
There's something that I want to kind of bring to the atmosphere of Lakers Nation, because if we've watched LeBron James, we've read this book before when it comes to recruiting. Do you guys think that Anthony Davis and LeBron James is out Paris with Team USA recruiting someone? Is there a star on this team that mathematically could come to our team before the trade deadline? Is there somebody out there?
I think you know the answer to this question, man. I think we all seen the pictures. We've seen that little trilogy in the making, man. We've seen I'm not the biggest fan of this player, right? Because I feel like he ruined the NBA personally with all the 3-point shooting. But I mentioned this theory probably last season where I said, don't be surprised because they've already been on the phone for LeBron James to the Warriors. Don't be surprised if the Warriors struggle to start, if Steph Curry demands a trade. Don't be surprised. I can see it, man. I can see. I don't want it. I don't want it to happen. But if it happens, I'm not arguing it. That's all I'm gonna say. If it happens,
I'm happy. If it happens, I'm really.
Oh
happy.
Yeah, I'll take him. Definitely, I'll take him.
But I think the Warriors are gonna try to max him before anything. They're gonna try to get him to end his career. But I've heard some subliminal quotes from Curry talking about never know, things could change. And then you see all those pictures of them having a great time. You see him in the middle of AD and LeBron. So, yeah, I think LeBron is a great recruiter when he wants to be. And so I can see Curry. What about you? What about you guys? Who do you guys see them recruiting over?
On that Team USA, man, with salary matching and everything in pieces and first-round picks that we don't have that many, it's difficult to say. I would love, like, Curry. You know what I mean? Like, it would be, like, really nice to pair in with LeBron. But it's just difficult. Maybe you're right. Curry can come in the trade deadline. He just doesn't strike me that this guy that will demand a trade after like the whole career being there. I think he wants to retire a Warrior. But yeah, like if there is any possibility, it would be Curry because all the talks and all these rumors always saying LeBron and Curry pairing up and everything, and LeBron in the end of his career, so would make sense.
Yeah,
but it's difficult to happen.
What about you, Seven? Same question to you, bro. I want to hear your opinion on it.
Hate to say it, Eddie. I hate to say it, Dan. Oh my God. It could be Kawhi. It could be Kawhi Leonard. I mean, when you think about, okay, there's only a limited amount of names. You're really looking at Steph, KD, possibly Kawhi. Who are the guys that could be potentially unhappy before this season is over with? I don't see Steph going. KD, possibly. Kawhi, the Clippers are losing everything. And I know Kawhi kind of shitted on our team before, turned us down in 2019.
And we all love that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Kawhi might ask for it. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I can see Kawhi asking for it. I just don't see a lot of interest in him because he's been missing Just like every season, he's been missing a good
Half
chunk
season.
and I just feel like his
Yeah.
career is damn near done, man. Especially after what happened in Team USA, it seemed like this man can't lift his his traveling bags without getting hurt. At this point, I feel sorry. I never felt sorry for a Clipper, but I feel sorry for Kawhi genuinely because he's one of the greater talents we've ever seen, and he's always hurt, man. And let's be honest, Greg Popovich was a genius. Everybody criticized him for the way he load managed Kawhi Leonard, but he extended his career because who knows if he plays in full time, who knows if he would even still be in the league, right? So
yeah.
But it'll get interesting again. Also, what makes it hard about acquiring a third star is that second apron they just added to the CBA. Because of that, a lot of teams will go away from that build, right? And that's probably the true reason we didn't get Trae Young this offseason, because rumor has it that if the Lakers want to trade, they already had the assets to get him and they could have got him already. But I believe because of that second apron and the way it penalizes and his contract, the way it's constructed, really hard, and they're probably going to try to stay away from that third star. But if I'm being honest, a lot of teams are. Even some teams even sacrifice the second star, like the Clippers did for PG. Just to get under that apron and have more flexibility. So it's an interesting time in the NBA. So let me go ahead and shift gears real quick. I want to talk about, obviously, this is around the league, so we got to bring in first 30 minutes was all Lakers, man. We're going to go ahead and talk about I want to talk about the West, right? And teams that are the way they're constructed right now. If the playoffs was to start right now, fast forward all the way, to the playoff time again. What team do you guys think would be coming out of the West as the West is constructed right now? Because the West is tough. Right, and I'm gonna start with my guy Eddie. Or let's start with Seven. Go ahead. You have something to say. Go ahead, Seven.
No, I'm thinking. I feel like Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies are going to take somebody's spot.
Okay. Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yep. Okay, he cut off now.
I feel like Ja Morant and Memphis is going to take a spot. I'm not sure which one it was, but I think I'm looking at Memphis to get in one of those top 10 spots. I don't know whose place they're going to take. Could be Golden State, but Memphis is who I got my eye on. I think Ja is going to come back with a vengeance.
So you think Memphis has a chance to get out of the West? That's interesting. That is interesting.
I'm and not as out of the Western Conference, just into playoff contention that wasn't in last season. That's what I thought the question was. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No. I'm talking about who do you like as where they're constructed, because obviously Dallas Mavericks just acquired Clay. The Timberwolves, they didn't really do too much other than getting a young draft player. But like teams in the West have gotten better, right? The Thunder got Alex Caruso. Who do you guys have right now? If the playoffs were to start today, who do you guys think would come out of the West? That was the question.
I'm going with my Lakers. I'm going with the Lakers. I don't care. I'm going with the Lakers.
Let's go. Living up to the name, Lakers land in the building, baby. Y'all make sure to go subscribe to my bro, man. He's been putting in that work. Appreciate you, Stanley. I appreciate that, man. What about you, Eddie? Who you got, man? Realistically, like, who do you think?
My heart says Lakers, but like, no, my brain it's like being rational here. I think OKC has a great chance. He just had one of the best defenders in the league, and also Hartenstein. We don't talk much about him.
Yeah,
but him and Chet side by side there, being that physical guy and Chet being the skilled guy, it's something to be scared of.
That would definitely be a sight to behold, because they are extremely young, man, but they are stacked for sure. And you're right, they had quietly one of the best off seasons here. My pick, if the Lakers shore up the big man gaping hole we have, I say Lakers, but I can't make that pick right now because of the way we're constructed. I agree with Ed. I think the Thunder are going to surprise some teams, man. I think quietly they had one of the better off seasons outside of Philly, of course. Philly probably had the best off season. But the Thunder trading for Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey, who, we all know he was averaging about 16 a game. And then
Josh Giddey?
Josh Giddey, man. And then on top of that, not only did they get rid of the distraction, but they added a really good piece. And then, like you said, Hartenstein, that's a great acquisition as well, man. So yeah, I think OKC has a great shot, and nobody's talking about it.
And they still have a ton of first round picks. If before the trade deadline, they can still make other moves because people they still have like Jalen Williams. They still have like what's the name of the other guy?
Chet Holmgren. Chet.
Yeah, but there is another forward that's really good as well. I like him a lot. I forgot his name. Anyways, they have really good pieces that they can trade and get a star or a more proved guy.
Yeah, bro. Oh my God, that is a scary team in the West for sure. I would hate to be in a 7-game series with them. Yeah, R.I.P. to Jelly Bean Bryant, man. He passed today. Unfortunately, we lose another great member of the Bryant family. It's always sad, but I always tell people, man, live your best life because life is shorter than we think, right? So, but yeah, sad news, man. Sad news today. R.I.P. Also, I want to ask you guys a similar question, but with the Eastern Conference, right? So PG goes to the 76ers. How much did the 76ers get better, and where would you rank them in the East? Like, do you think they're a top 3 team? You think they got enough horses to get out? We've seen what the Knicks are doing. Who do you guys got coming out of the East?
I think the Knicks. This isn't the Knicks.
The Knicks.
I think the Knicks. Last season they were all bruised.
Yeah.
Injured. So I think the Knicks this season, if they can make it, like if they can stay healthy, yeah, I think they can come out of the East.
Man, the Knicks are a scary, scary team. What about you, Seven? Who you got coming out the East, man? These are rapid fire predictions. So don't put too much stock into it because we still got to see the stuff develops, in the offseason and then how the regular season plays out. And we'll probably come back to this and do another more updated prediction video. But for now, just rapid fire. Who you got?
Boston is running this back. Philly definitely won the offseason, but this is not a video game. The biggest concerns for Philadelphia will be and always will be Joel Embiid's and his health, his availability. I don't care about no Paul George. If Embiid is not ready to rock, if Philly's not going anywhere, we haven't read the book. So I think Boston will run it back. Okay,
that's a fair prediction. That's fair. I'm going to say the Nova Knicks as well, man. I think the Nova Knicks are listen, they acquired this kid. I already forgot his name. They acquired this 3-and-D wing, Mikal Bridges. Yeah, Mikal Bridges to go with this other 3-and-D wing. They already had an OG. I think those two together can just wreak havoc. Then that's going to leave my guy Jalen Brunson to be out there roaming. Hopefully, he recovers well and everything. They still got Dante DiVincenzo. They got to shore up the back of big man for sure. But if they can do that, man, the Knicks are going to be very scary. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the Knicks' year to come out the East. Although I do like what Philly did, and I do agree with Seven that Boston is the favorites until dethroned. But I'm going to throw a little wrench in the whole prediction thing because I think Tatum and Jaylen Brown are about to clash heads, man. I think think about this, right? So Jaylen Brown doesn't get invited to Team USA. He's already, splashing away. I don't know if you guys saw the way Jason Tatum addressed the media, but he basically didn't want to talk about it. He didn't even defend his bro. He didn't say nothing like, "Oh, he should be here." So there is I sense, Kobe Shaq style jealousy starting to brew, and ego's starting to flare up. You got two alphas right there, and Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP. They did the whole kumbaya thing, and they shared the trophy. But at the end of the day, that trophy can only go to one house. So I think that's what's going to ultimately destroy them from within, and they're already getting off to a bad start, man. So I think the Nova Knicks and their chemistry and all those versatile wings they have and those 3-point shooters and that they can just address the backup big at some point during the season. I think, they have what it takes. Assuming they don't get hurt, because there's always something with the Knicks, right? It's always something with the Knicks. They had the firepower and the horses last season, but they got hurt, man. But again, it's going to be intriguing, man. I already can't wait for this. Let's see here. Let's play a quick game, guys. How about this? I like to call this game Crystal Ball, right? And I will ask questions. You guys make the predictions, answer yes or no, and why. So let's start out with this, and anybody can go. We don't have to take turns on this. Will Bronny play at all this season, or is he guaranteed G League player all year long? What do you guys think? What's your prediction? Will he play? Yes.
Yes.
No? Yes.
Yes. He will play in a real NBA game. Yes.
Yes. Oh, just one.
Premier week. We're going to see history.
Premier week. Okay, I like that. But will he play during the course of the season, or is it just going to be a one and done type thing?
I would say.
Oh, he's one and done. His ass is going to the
10
G
games.
League.
Up to 10 games. Up to 10 games. Depending how availability as well. I think up to 10 games, at least in the bench, he'll be there.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Okay, I agree. I think he'll play a couple games and be done with it. He'll be a G League player all year. Now let me ask you guys this: what type of player do you guys compare Bronny James' game to early on? I know it's way too early, but what type of game should he pattern his game after? I heard JJ Redick say Luke Dort. I don't see that.
Yep.
Right, because Luke Dort has a great size. I see the motor. Shoot. Yeah, and Luke can shoot, and he's got size. I see the motor, but I think he should look for a different archetype. But you tell me. Go ahead, Seven. Go ahead, Eddie. You tell me. Who do you guys think?
You go, Seven.
That's who I was going to bring up. But you guys do make a valid point about the inferior shooting that Bronny James has. For him to be considered a 3-and-D guy, and him 0-15 from the 3-point line. He had no steals, no blocks in the last game versus Boston. And I'm still trying to really identify what type of player Bronny is. I'm just looking towards the defensive side of the court. I still have a lot of questions, fellas.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions. That jump shot, like I said when I came on your show, brother, it looks broken, and they need to fix that. Eventually, if he wants to find minutes. Eddie, any names out there circling in your brain?
Lakers, Gabe Vincent.
Okay. Gabe Vincent
from the Lakers. He can defend. He's on his in the face, but he can shoot for his life. So, yeah, he's not gonna be a stats guy. If you look at the stat sheet, it's gonna be like 4 points, 6 points max, and a couple of assists, and steals and block maybe. But like he's gonna be doing the dirty work.
I can see a similar, except that Gabe Vincent actually could really, really score really well, man. So I can see that happening as well. Okay. My man Seven almost has to go. We had him for a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask rapid fire questions right now before my guy has to go in about 5 minutes. Is this LeBron's final year, guys? In the NBA?
No.
Okay. A resounding no. I like that. A resounding no. Okay. What about you, Eddie? You think it's his final year?
That's a tough question because it depends on results, but I would say no. If I have to predict, it's a no as well. But if the Lakers stinks, probably yes.
Okay. Will LeBron win another championship before he retires, guys?
Yes, because he's in the Lakers.
I like that answer.
I believe so.
And I want a championship.
I
agree with you guys. I thoroughly believe it'll happen at some point. I don't know how it'll happen, but something has to culminate into that. Will the Lakers stand pat heading into training camp?
No. They're trying. I don't know.
Rob Pelinka saying they're going to be patient.
Right. It sounds like they want to say yes, right? It sounds like they want to say yeah, but I don't know if they're going to feel the pressure. That's a good one. And then the final crystal ball question before my guy Seven dips. Will JJ win more or less than 50 regular season games this season? More. Okay. You said that with your chest, Eddie. That's how you feel?
I feel like he's smart enough to do some plays and stuff. I think yes.
Okay. What about you, Seven? More or less? My guy's really thinking on it. Chat, you guys can answer.
Man. If he doesn't do better than Darvin Ham, then it's like we're looking at this thing really crazy. I'm gonna say over 50.
Okay.
I have faith.
I like that. I'll go over 52 as well because I just feel like you can't go backwards. Darvin, what we win? 47 with Darvin? 48?
Yeah.
So
and we were playing. I think this season, if you win 50 games, you're probably in the playing again.
And we dropped a handful of games as well. So that's the unfortunate thing. All right, I'm gonna let my guy Seven go here, but before he goes, go ahead and shout yourself out, Seven. Let them know where they can find you. Let them know where to subscribe and all that good stuff, my brother.
First of all, Dan, man, I am so proud of you, bro. You've built your platform. You had your situation. You build it back up. It's better than ever. So first and foremost, shout out to you for making history, bro. You are definitely on your way to the Laker Media Hall of Fame. So keep doing your thing, Dan. My brother, shout out to you, Eddie, man. Definitely thank you guys for having me. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Make sure y'all come on over to our platform, Lakerland. Shout out to my partners in crime, BA and Hank, man. We are doing our thing over there when it comes to Laker content. So we're building slowly but surely. We appreciate you guys' support, and I look forward to coming back on the show, bro.
Absolutely, bro. Can't wait to have you back again. Go subscribe to my guy over on Lakerland. This man right here has been putting in the work, man. Let me tell y'all, man. Game recognizes game. You're on your way, brother. You just broke 5,000. How many? You just broke how many subs? Yeah, my guy is. Listen, he puts in the work.
We have about 5,600. Yeah,
check it out, man. He definitely been putting in the work, man. If you guys want diehard, passionate Laker coverage, it is right there with my guy Seven Mitchell, man, at Lakersland. So definitely subscribe. I will be posting the links after this, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you again for joining us tonight, man. We can't wait to have you back. Salute, brother.
Sir.
Peace. Absolutely. Dan, Eddie, y'all stay safe. Y'all be good. All right, peace, everybody.
You too, my brother. Take it easy. My guy Seven, man. It was an absolute pleasure having him here. Unfortunately, he had to go. He had some stuff to attend to, but me and my guy Eddie will definitely finish the show. We'll answer a couple of you guys' questions along the way. Now, Ed, I want to ask you, my brother, is where we get into the fun stuff again. It says here the Lakers plan to remain patient in their quest to improve the roster after failed trade talks with teams such as Portland, Brooklyn, Toronto, Orlando, per Yo Bambu, who, by the way, is very connected with the Lakers, right?
He's a really good source.
Very, very good source. So I definitely report anything he says. So I got to ask you, what do you think is the main reason that we haven't been able to pull off any trades and people have spurned us all summer long? Because look, Klay Thompson didn't pick us, and apparently we weren't even in the top two. Apparently there was other team. I forgot what team it was. No, it wasn't the Warriors. The Clippers. I forgot what other team it was. And Dallas were the finalists. And then you see Gary Trent and all these free agents are leaving. What? Why do you think that is, man? Why?
Oh, man, I think it comes down to the front office because that's their job, right?
Yes.
You got to be a salesperson. And I read reports that Klay was not very impressed by the Lakers organization with the coaching staff because at the time there was no assistants. So how can you be serious about winning now if you don't even have your coaching staff ready?
Yeah,
so that's one thing. And then all it takes two to tango, obviously. But I read as well that Pelinka is very unwilling to part ways with first-round picks.
Man,
which makes him a big hypocrite because he was talking about I'll have 3-round picks in the summer, in the offseason, so we can make moves. So in the end, I don't know what's his main goal here, but it's been very disappointing, and I believe that the problem is in the front office. They cannot bring players, and they cannot make the Lakers look good. They are making the Lakers look bad. Yeah, we're getting turned down by Klay Thompson, which is in the end of his career, basically a shell of himself. So I feel like we're the Lakers, we're the house of the superstars and everything. So it's the front office.
You know what? Rob Pelinka definitely has not been able to be a good closer. People forget that even Magic Johnson was the one that showed up when we acquired LeBron James. So, and then a lot of the trades we have done have been possible because of clutch sports. So, in a lot of ways, we kind of have to start looking at this man like, okay, what does he do? What does he do outside of hiring and firing coaches? Because he's not very good at making trades, apparently.
Free agency was his thing, right?
Yeah.
Free agency was his thing, and he's failing that. So, goes to show.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Definitely go show support. Appreciate you, Kimiko, for posting that. Apparently, my guy is infatuated with your jacket. He said, Eddie,
yeah, bro. I've been reading that. I've been reading his comments, bro.
Bro, if you really want they sell it in Staples Center, right? You say you got this from Staples Center.
Yeah. I got last year. I went to a game. I was fortunate enough to be in the USA and go to a game. And I got the hat and the jacket there, so just show up then in a game.
Hey, listen, KJ. If this man could all the way from Australia, he came out here, man. You could do it from Memphis, brother. Come on down, get yourself a jacket for sure, man. But yeah, absolutely. Let's see. We got a question here. DTLF, what do you think about the new assistant coach that was just added? She seems like a very good for player development. Like my guy Ed said, man. At the end of the day, that it seems like they're trying to develop players even more so than compete. So they hired her, and it makes sense. And also, let's not forget, JJ Redick said that was going to be a huge part of his job, right? Which was to develop young players. So she was the G League Coach of the Year, and now she's an assistant for JJ. I like the overall staff. I don't look at individuals, but we got Nate McMillan, we got Scott Brooks, and now we got Lindsey, right? And they're all pretty much, how can you say, accomplished coaches, right? Two of them have been head coaches, and they've done a tremendous job. And then, she's been, again, in the G League Coach of the Year. So I look forward to whatever it may be. And I'm also proud of the Lakers for giving opportunities to women. It's a very good thing. We continue to break barriers. We were the first majority basketball owner to win a championship was Jeannie Buss. And now we got, the first assistant Laker coach ever, which is a female. So that's really cool in itself. But I will reserve my grades and all that till we see how they do during the season, right? Do you agree, Eddie? Do you think we just got to kind of wait and see?
We got to wait and see. And to add to your point, also there is this assistant coach called Greg St. Jean. He was in the 2020 Lakers, and he was added as well. Yeah, he was added as well.
I forgot about him. You're right. I forgot about him.
Yeah. So he has some familiarity with LeBron and AD, and so
absolutely.
It's a good thing. Let's see the glass half full, right? So it's a good thing at least. And hey, I'm happy, it's another way of thinking, it's another mentality. Sometimes they see the game different than the males coach sees.
Mm-hmm.
So let's give it a go. Let's wait and see and hope for the best.
Yep,
and keep them accountable. Everybody in the coach.
That's your point. Becky Hammond was a phenomenal assistant coach for Spurs for years, and now she's had tremendous success with the Las Vegas Aces, back-to-back championship coach, man. So that women are amazing because they give us a different perspective on life, not just in sports, right? So sometimes we might be thinking about it one way, and then a woman will be like, and she'll tell you something, and now you see it from a broader perspective. So yeah, it's good to have that in there for surely. And thank God we don't have Ime Udoka, because you already know, bro, this man would have stuck his hand in the cookie jar, man. It would have been bad, but we have the right staff.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. Respectful, man. All right, you guys make sure to fire off any questions you guys have for either me or Eddie. I will try to answer as many as possible. Also, I have one more question here on my list, and that is Jaylen Brown. Man, he recently made shockwaves across the internet because the man was saying Bronny James is not a pro after seeing him play versus the Celtics yesterday for the Summer League game. What do you think about his opinion, bro? Do you think it's valid since he is a pro himself and a champion? Or do you think bro was just kind of like they say on social media, just kind of stunting for the shorties he was sitting there with, putting on a little extra? What do you think?
First of all, I think he's a stupid guy because if you go in a game, there are cameras everywhere and people can do lip reading. So keep your opinion to yourself, man. It is valid. You know what I mean? Like he's an NBA champion. He is a Finals MVP. He definitely knows what he's talking about. But man, just shut up. Be smart about it. He's one of the smartest players out there, but just be smart about it and just keep it quiet. Just talk in her ear or something like that. Cover your mouth. You have no reason to be saying stuff like that for a 19-year-old kid. And was he with Clutch at some point? Jaylen Brown? No.
I believe he is. He is currently with Clutch. I think Rich Paul came out and made a statement about it and saying he's not a bad guy and this and that. So yeah, that's even more. Yeah, because you're with Clutch. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Now you have basically your boss' son. You're talking shit about it. So yeah, man. I just think he was not smart. Like he's entitled to his opinion.
Yeah.
He's a good player. NBA champion, but he knows what he's talking about. But just keep yourself. Let them improve. Let us say stuff.
Yeah.
Let us, the fans, say stuff.
We watch how they get. I find it. You know what? Great point. Great points. I just find it funny how you made this evaluation after watching him for one game. It's like, damn, okay. I guess that's all you needed, huh? But my thing is, Jaylen Brown, you have your opinion. You're a player. You've seen pros. If you don't believe in the kid, that's your right to your opinion. The only thing I didn't like was the face he made. He made like a weird face, like saying he was like, why is he on the court? Like, bro, it's not for you to judge. That's all I'll say about that.
100%.
But Celtics will be Celtics. Disgusting Celtics, man.
I think it's safe to say he's not getting traded to the Lakers until
yeah. Oh, it's very safe to say, yes, sir. Avenging Eye says, why didn't the Lakers acquire Gary Trent Jr.? They don't have a roster spot to start, and secondly, Rob Pelinka has failed in making any trades. They literally admitted to it. They say we tried. So basically, they're either going to throw in the towel or they're going to try harder. But they've already tried, and they couldn't make any trades to clear any roster spots. And maybe they didn't feel like they had a good chance at getting him. Maybe that's why they didn't make any trades to clear up a roster spot, right? Because I'm sure they could talk to the free agent, and if there would have been something there, you go attach a couple of second-round picks to Cam Reddish, and you ship his ass out of there to the team that can take in salary, and then you end up picking up the player you wanted. But that didn't happen. So maybe they had a feel, and maybe he wasn't never coming over here again. The mainstream media's perception of the Lakers has been that we are unorganized and we currently don't have our shit together. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Maybe that's the widespread national view of the Lakers right now until we get back on track and start winning basketball again. That's usually how it goes, right? When you're in life, when you're up, everybody wants to rock with you. When you're down, nobody remembers you. So
everybody want to kick you,
right? Isn't that messed up how that goes? It's like you would think like when you're down, more people want to rock with you because they want to support you. But not life works in mysterious ways, But the Lakers will be better for it, and they'll figure it out. I just hope Rob Pelinka figures it out before he gets canned, because he's on a hot seat. I'll tell you that.
He is. This is the season that he got to prove himself. I think next year his contract is done as well, because he renewed last year, I think, for 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think next season his contract is probably done. And to add to your point, in 2020 there was a lot of talk about our offseason as well when we end up being the champions. I remember having a lot of talks about Alex Caruso because of his stat sheet was not great, like 6-8 points, sometimes he would go for 15, 16. But the things he'll do on the court, and I kind of see in Bronny, throwing himself, on the obviously in a smaller scale, but like he can be that guy as well. I don't know if he can improve his shooting, yes, but he has the instinct. He has steals. He defends well. So I can see that he needs to be developed. Obviously,
he definitely has good defensive instincts for sure. He has a motor on him, and he's extremely athletic, so it'll work in his benefit. But he does have to put the shot together and just play aggressive, because I don't know if you saw the little baseline fall away mid-range jump shot. He didn't think about it. He didn't hesitate. He just stepped into it and went for it. And he has to be more like that. All right, my guy Prince. Final 2 questions, my guy Prince, and I might answer extra lessons. By the way, if you guys are coming from different channels, make sure to hit the like and sub button, man, for year-round coverage of Lakers basketball, NBA, and so much more. So keep it locked. Prince says, Dan, Eddie, will you agree that if only we put Bronny on a 2-way contract, we could have grabbed Trent? This is the thing about Clutch being too involved. They didn't want the kid on a 2-way. The only reason we couldn't have grabbed Trent regardless is because we're so close to that second apron. You got to be like $5 million below, at least $6 million below. You got to stay under the second apron, or else you hard cap yourself, and then you can't do nothing. You can't do trades. You can't do this. You can't do that. You lose draft picks. People can take 2-way contract players. It's like a virus, man. You want to stay as far away from the virus as possible, or it's going to infect your team. And so that's the reason that even if they wanted to put him on a 2-way contract, it wouldn't have did nothing for us, because we still have to trade away a piece to create the roster spot and to obviously to go under the cap. He's signed under us right now, so there's no way he could have been a 2-way no more. It is disappointing though that Clutch came out and said, oh, we don't want him on a 2-way. That disappointed, but it is what it is. But we're rolling with the Clutch punches right now. Clutch is coming for us with that. Clutch, hey, they're powerful, man. They're the mafia, man. Clutch, mafia, and we'll see
the free agents.
We'll see what happens when LeBron retires, right? Maybe Clutch will go away, or maybe they won't. Maybe they already got their clutches into us. I don't know. We'll see. What do you think?
There are reports that LeBron wants to own the next franchise in Las Vegas. So probably all the clutch players will go there.
Right.
But to add to your point, in regards of the second apron, it's basically trying to avoid teams like Golden State, the Phoenix Suns, Brooklyn Nets, and Clippers to just keep spending money on players. So because money is not an issue for their owners, they have to take from some place. So it's a second round pick. You don't sign buyout market players. You don't sign two-way players. So instead of just being worried about the money, now you gotta be worried about your roster construction. So pretty much that's the main reason.
True.
Of the second apron.
Yep, absolutely. Extra Lessons asks, can you waive a player then sign a good player to a non-guaranteed contract? The reason they wouldn't want to do this for the same reason. Again, when you waive a player, you have to partially, you stretch his salary throughout like 2 to 3 seasons. With the new CBA, bro, the last thing you want is dead cap for multiple years on your team. It's already really hard to navigate around that as it is, So I don't expect too many teams to be waiving outside of maybe like a Zach LaVine type or somebody like that. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. That's probably why he hasn't been waived either. That new CBA is who signed it, man? I want to know who sold their soul. New CBA.
CJ McCollum, bro. He's the president.
McCollum, man, we're looking for you, bro. We're looking for you.
He's the president of the Players Association. Yeah. So yeah, he was the one that has to agree with it.
Yeah,
collective bargain agreement. So it's take both sides. And to your answer as well about the waiving and everything, the Zach LaVine situation, he still has way too much money in the books. He has another 3 years. Like I think the last year he's making $50 million. Which is crazy for a player that plays like 40 games a season, Chicago, they just like messed that contract so bad. We thought that Russell Westbrook was bad contract. That one is a bad contract. He's a better player, but he's a bad contract, man. He's a bad contract.
Absolutely, man. Injured all the time too. Sad. Elizabeth says, Dan, I think the Lakers need to hire Bob Myers so everyone can see what Rob is made of. I have a theory that Bob Myers is waiting in the wings. He kind of smells that Rob is at his end. And I think this is, he's from SoCal. A lot of people don't know that. So this is probably the team he wants to turn around, and he's already had an illustrious career. And I think if he comes to the Lakers, that'll be next level, man. And final question for sure right here. Appreciate you, Avenging Nice. Thank you, man. Yeah, definitely hit the like button. It helps the channel. Final question. When are the expansion teams coming to the NBA? From what I'm hearing, in a season or two, I'm thinking by 2026, we might already have a couple, man. And I think it's going to be Vegas and Seattle. Although I want it to be Mexico. I heard Mexico, and they might open one up too in the future. But I think right now it's Vegas and Seattle. Right? Wouldn't it be crazy?
That would be nice. That would be nice, man. Imagine all the crowd there. It would be like a soccer game going crazy. Like the European games. Yeah, the European games of like the basketball there. I don't know if you watch the videos.
Yes.
It would be the same. Yeah, it would be crazy.
And they're great at crowd management because, as you can see here in the United States, we don't know how to even manage a soccer game. Damn it! But you really hear stuff like that happening over there, man. It would be fun. My people would definitely love it, man, and it would be exciting. Anywhere in Brazil, if they open it up an NBA team, they really want to make it global. They need to start because Canada already has one. Toronto has one, right? So why can't we? Why can't you guys? Let's make it without borders. It's already international. You see the best players, man. So
I agree.
Let's get it, man. Very exciting times. Again, I want to thank my special guest, Eddie, man, and let him shout himself out. Any social media platforms he wants to shout out before I give my goodbyes. But I also want to thank the chat, man. You guys have been exceptional. You heard what Seven said. We have one of the best, if not the best, communities on here. And that's all you guys, man. All the love to you guys. But go ahead, Eddie. Shout yourself out, man. Tremendous job today. Glad to have you back as always, man.
Hey, first of all, thanks for having me, man. It's been long overdue, like life gets crazy sometimes and you just got to keep working. Yeah. So thanks for the community. Yeah, I agree with Seven. This is the best community, man. Like everybody's so like tied for one common goal, which is the Lakers being better and getting number 18. You know what I mean? Like we can disagree, but we disagree with respect.
Always.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And like this community is amazing. I'm always, if I'm not watching live, I'm always watching the videos on the drive to the gym or drive to work, whatever. Thank you for putting all the information you have out there, man. And it's just always great to be here. There's always a blast. I always have a great time.
Man, my brother, it's always a pleasure having you. Hit me up anytime you want to come on, man, because, you got the green light with me always. And you know what? I appreciate that the jersey, the Brazil jersey you got, man. I wear it all the time. And people tell me how nice it is. It's so authentic and so beautiful, man.
Yeah,
so I want to thank you for the love
my
right there,
pleasure.
man. My guy Ed, man. And again, I want to thank you guys. You guys are definitely the best community. I take no credit for that. That's all you guys, man. All I do is have an awesome moderator like Kimiko to help regulate, all the trolls and stuff. And the rest is just you guys being phenomenal. So much love to the chat. Much love to my brother Eddie. That wraps it up for us here at Around the League.
Guys.
Another phenomenal episode, man. Always a blast. And we will see you guys here next week. Eddie, again, thank you, man. Much love. Go follow my guy, Eddie, man. Lakers, what is your
NBA Lakers World on Instagram? That's where I'm more active. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, there it is.
That's my Instagram handle. That's it, guys.
Instagram handle for my guy Eddie, man. He's very active on there and also puts out great information on Lakers. Go follow my guy, please. I appreciate you guys again, and we'll see you guys on the next one. All right, peace.